Well, the government shutdown has entered its second month, and there is still uncertainty when it comes to SNAP benefits for millions of Americans. People across the country lined up for free meals and basic necessities Saturday. The Department of Agriculture planned to withhold payments to the food program this weekend, but two federal judges ordered the White House to use its contingency fund to keep it going. President Trump has asked the court to clarify how to, quote, legally fund it. Alexandria Hoff has more.
A federal judge has given the Trump administration until Monday to explain how it will temporarily fund SNAP so that its approximate 42 million recipients will receive deposits eventually this month. On Friday, the USDA was ordered to use funds from an emergency reserve. The president says his administration will comply, but is seeking legal clarification first, writing, "If we are given the appropriate legal direction by the court, it will be my honor to provide the funding, just like I did with military and law enforcement pay." Now, the Trump administration had argued that it could not tap into the emergency fund to make SNAP deposits because money tied to an inactive program during the government shutdown can't be released. Democrats are calling the legal clarity request an excuse.
It's called a contingency fund, and by law, contingency fund can only flow when the underlying fund is flowing.
The courts have been clear, and the morality of it is clear. The Trump administration needs to release these benefits.
The White House also warning that emergency food funds simply won't last, and depleting the reserve puts Americans at risk if a future emergency were to unfold. For now, nonprofits have stepped in to try and fill the shutdown void. At NRG Stadium, the Houston Food Bank hosted a major distribution event for federal workers and SNAP recipients. Similar displays taking place across the country. The president maintains that all of this could be avoided if Democrats would pass the same clean funding bill that the House has already approved. At the White House, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
Okay, Brian.
Hey, welcome back to Tommy's Take. It'll really be a big help to me if you can like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And today's video, we're going to be looking at, again, the government shutdown. In the second day of the shutdown, where SNAP benefits have been affected. Insurances will be affected. Again, people who are working, like for the government, federal government employees will be affected, like air traffic control. So things are getting pretty bad. We'll see what happens Monday, but really just wanted to talk about something specific in what we're seeing here in the video that we just watched, that it came down to actually a judge, not the legislative branch, but the judicial branch, which has nothing to do with enacting law or with enforcing law or signing bills into law. The judicial branch is about interpreting the law, right? So it took a judge to step in and say, hey, wait a minute, we have these funds, these contingency funds available in case there is an emergency. And I think that's pretty shameful, because I believe that these congressmen and these senators knew, they knew that these funds were there, but for whatever reason, it never came up until this judge mentioned it. And of course, Donald Trump says that he would love to honor to extend these funds to the Americans that would need it, but he would just need some clarity from the judge on how to move forward on that. That's what he says. Like I said, I think he already knew about this, but he really wanted to stick it to the Democrats at the expense of regular people, at the expense of those people who need those SNAP funds the most. And who are those people that need the SNAP funds the most? It's children. It's children. So the judge is forcing an issue here, forcing the Trump administration to unlock those funds. And what we're really seeing here, and I think that the bigger problem is that we see that both sides are willing to use people as political pawns. They're willing to take the people hostage and use the people as leverage to get their agenda, all right, to get their agenda passed. And I think that's problematic. It shows that we as people, we're not strong enough as people to put enough pressure on the Congress, because The Congress represent the people. That's why it says we the people. The people are the ones who are supposed to really influence and be able to pressure Congress to do what they want, and that's not happening. So the accountability on this really rests on both sides. Even though I blame the Democrats more, because all they had to do was sign the funding to continue the operation of the government, and they just refused to sign it. So I'll blame the Democrats more, but there's enough blame to go on both sides. I just have some notes here that I'm looking at so I don't miss anything. The government really is supposed to work for the people, and it's not. So this is not supposed to happen. It's just not supposed to happen. I know Trump mentioned that he wanted to use the nuclear option, which I think wouldn't be a bad idea as long as it was narrowed. It was a nuclear option that's narrowed to this particular situation, right? Where when it comes to appropriations and funding, then all you need is a simple majority, 51 senators, and then the funding bill is passed instead of a majority, a 60 majority, right? Which is difficult. So a simple majority in this case, if you killed the filibuster in this particular situation and set that precedent, then you really wouldn't, you're less likely to have a shutdown in that situation. So all you need, again, is 51 votes in the Senate, which would just be a simple majority. So I wouldn't be against the nuclear option that Trump proposed. But also this moment just shows how broken Washington really is, that the leaders in Washington are not willing to put their politics aside to make sure that 42 million Americans are fed, to make sure that the air traffic control workers can work without stress and get paid, and all other federally employed workers. So I think that is huge. I think it's something for people to talk about on podcasts, is to continue to put pressure on their elected officials. We cannot allow ourselves to be used as political pawns. And we also don't want to be in a position where we're constantly or always in need of federal assistance. If you need it, again, I believe federal assistance, federal aid like SNAP is good, but we also have to be people that try our level best to get off of it. That's a huge issue. There are a lot of factors that go into that. So in future videos, that's something I would like to delve into and talk about. Anyways, this is Tommy's Take. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video. Peace.